Welcome to Lessons from Mom. Today I'm going to be sharing about mentorship. I've always known that mentorship is very important to me. What I didn't realize was where that interest came from until I began to reflect in preparation for this episode. And then I realized that my mom was someone who had many mentors in many different areas of her life. She started life pretty early with career and her work. And so many times she was working with people that were slightly older than her. She was humble enough to ask for help, sought that very quickly. She had people guide her in different aspects of her life. She had mentors on business. She had mentors on her career. She had mentors around family and decision making. And we heard her ask people questions that could help her navigate the uniquenesses of the life that she's found herself in, that will help her navigate the uniquenesses of the life that she was living. Now, not only did she have mentors, she also had mentees. She had many people call her auntie, which is how she would have been described to at that time. And many of these people that called her auntie, it was because they came to her for counsel and direction on different aspects of their lives. And very quickly, she and my dad became mentors to these people. I knew people who had crises in their marriages who came to her for advice and mentorship and guidance. I knew people who had businesses or who were thinking of how to make an income and who came to her to ask questions around, what do you think about this kind of business or the other? And she would guide them very gently and humbly. I never saw her mandate or instruct or force anybody to do anything. She would slowly help them see what was possible, how it was possible, countries they could go shop from, stores that were discounted and they could shop from and make money. People came to her on counsel or advice or mentorship around raising children. And even though she had 5 of her own, she could share from her experiences and her difficulties on how she was raising them. More importantly, people came to her around concerns or questions about their faith. And so my mom had a fine balance in being a mentor to people who needed guidance and support through their life, as well as she being a mentee to some people who had gone ahead of her. As I say this thing today, it makes sense to me that I really want to do things just because I thought so. Even when I'm sure and it's clear that that's the path to take, I usually want to seek counsel because she will say things like, it's in the multitude of counsel that there is safety. That's from the Bible. Or she would say, "Agba kiwa loja, kore omo tuntun wo," which means when you have elderly people in the marketplace, the baby's head is going to be fine because it's going to be well shaped. So I could see from these different sayings that she wanted us as her children to not think that we had to think about it ourselves and act it on our own just because we thought so. She wanted us to recognize that there is a contribution that others could bring into our lives, and the combination of all of their counsels could enhance what we were thinking and help us make a decision. Another saying from her would be, "Ọgbọ́n ọlọ́gbọ́n kì í jẹ́ ká pe àgbà ní wèrè," which means the multitude of wisdom that we get from everybody that shows up in our lives enhances how we make decisions. There is no one person that knows it all. There is no one person that can do it all. There is no superhero in the reality of life. We all have a little bit. We bring a little bit, and it's in the different interactions that we have with people that we combine that wisdom together to become better, stronger, and more enabled. This was a critical lesson that I got from my mom, that with multiple people surrounding me, I am better off because of them. And so my thought to you today is, who are the mentors that you have? Who are the people that you can go to ask a question, to seek counsel, to get encouragement, to get support? Or are you too proud to go to somebody for help? At the same time, who have you embraced as somebody to support because they once asked you a question and you know that you can continue to be a contributor to their lives? Because we don't want to be a Dead Sea that only takes in but does not give out. And so the balance that my mom showed me is that of taking from others, but also giving to others. And this is my challenge to you today. If you do not have a mentor or a coach or somebody that you can walk up to and say, help, or how do I go about this? Or how do I do this? Are you a Dead Sea? And if you don't have someone that comes to you to seek the same, then how are you refining that which you have as you share with that person? Now, they might not always take what you tell them, and that's part of the process. But at least you know that there is a place of taking and giving that you have put yourself in the middle of.
I remember you all the time. For your wisdom, your counsel, it cannot be traded for anything. Your life was brief but very impactful that it cannot be erased from the planet.
It's quite emotional trying to put my thoughts together about my wonderful sister-in-law, even though I don't think she was that to me. She took me on as soon as we met, like a younger sister. And right from the get-go, she embraced me. She gave me all the assistance, all the love, all the counsel that one can imagine being given to a young girl, newly married young girl. She played so many pivotal roles in my life that she took on so many battles for me. And she took some bullets for me as well. That was like a project that had to succeed. And I'm glad that 32 years going, I am still waxing strong.
Now, the statement there was, come and take your daughter Gbemi out of my house because I'm not going to have this. Much later, when she passed, Gbemi and I became very close, and it became a mother-daughter relationship. And looking back now, it sounded like it was prophetic because nobody knew she was going to pass so early. I want to thank God for her life. I thank God for the children that she raised within the short time. I want to thank God for Gbemi's life. Gbemi has been, for me personally, a source of encouragement and strength. And Gbemi is doing so well, affecting other lives. And this is in memory of Morike Ashiwaju. That the Lord continue to uphold the children. Thank you so much.
And so I'd like to read from the comment section what you think about mentorship, how mentorship has redefined your life, how mentorship has enhanced your life. And if you have a mentor, you might want to tag them today so that they can see the impact of their lives in your life. It's Lessons from Mom. Thank you.
You're the song I sing, a steady drum beneath my wings. Through every trial, rise or storm, your love still keeps my heart